Good evening and welcome to Future Forward, the program where we dissect the trends shaping tomorrow's world. Tonight we tackle a perennial question that has gained unprecedented urgency in the age of artificial intelligence and relentless automation. In the future job market, is it better to be a generalist or a specialist? The debate pits the wisdom of the fox, who knows many things, against the hedgehog, who knows one big thing. To help us navigate this complex terrain, we have two distinguished guests. Mr. Liam Chen, a highly successful tech entrepreneur and consultant, and Dr. Isabella Rossi, a leading researcher in artificial intelligence. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Evelyn. It's a pleasure to be here. The fundamental flaw in the argument for hyperspecialization is that it presumes a stable and predictable future, a luxury we no longer have. We are living through a paradigm shift where entire industries can be rendered obsolete within a decade, sometimes even faster. The specialist who dedicates 20 years to mastering a single, narrow craft risks becoming a casualty of progress, their profound expertise suddenly redundant. The future, in my view, belongs to the generalist, or what I prefer to call the systems thinker or adaptive expert. The true value in our interconnected world lies not in possessing a singular, deep well of knowledge, but in the ability to draw connections between disparate fields. A generalist sees the ecosystem, not just the single tree. They can facilitate communication between siloed departments of specialists, the marketing team, the engineers, the legal experts, translating and synthesizing their insights into a cohesive strategy. This capacity for cross-pollination is where genuine innovation happens. Furthermore, the meta skill for the 21st century is learning how to learn. A generalist's career is defined by continuous adaptation. They're comfortable with ambiguity and adept at acquiring new skills on a just-in-time basis. While a specialist drills deeper into a narrowing well, a generalist expands their toolkit, making them resilient and versatile. They can pivot from one role to another, applying core principles of problem-solving, communication, and strategic thinking across different contexts. In a volatile economic climate, this adaptability is not just an advantage. It's the ultimate form of career insurance.
Evelyn, Liam, it's a pleasure. Liam presents a compelling narrative, but it romanticizes a surface-level understanding at the expense of genuine progress. The adage he avoids is, a jack of all trades, master of none. While a generalist can connect dots, a specialist is the one who creates the dots in the first place. Every significant leap forward in human history, from the development of vaccines to the creation of the microchip, was driven by individuals with profound, almost obsessive, specialized knowledge. Generalists can manage, they can communicate, but they cannot build the foundational technologies or solve the intractable problems that require years of dedicated focus. My field, artificial intelligence, is a perfect example. You cannot develop a novel neural network architecture by having a broad understanding of business and philosophy. It requires a deep mathematical and computational expertise that takes a decade or more to cultivate. These are the skills that command the highest value because they are rare and immensely difficult to acquire. They are not fungible. Moreover, the very threat of AI that Liam alludes to is, ironically, a far greater danger to the generalist. AI is exceptionally good at synthesizing vast amounts of public information, the core function of a generalist, but it cannot replicate the intuitive, nuanced, and frontier-pushing work of a dedicated specialist who operates at the very edge of human knowledge. The future doesn't need more people who can offer a high-level summary. It needs experts who can push the boundaries of that knowledge. Specialization isn't a risk. It's the very bedrock of innovation and indispensable value.
Thank you both for those robust opening statements. Dr. Rossi, you ended on a powerful critique, the master of none. Mr. Chen, how do you respond to the accusation that a generalist's knowledge is inherently superficial, and that they lack the depth to create genuine breakthroughs?
It's a common, but, I believe, outdated misconception. The criticism misunderstands the nature of a modern generalist. The T-shaped model is more relevant today than ever. A broad, horizontal bar of general knowledge, supported by a deep, vertical bar of expertise in one or two areas. A modern generalist isn't an amateur in all things. They're a specialist in integration and learning. Their depth lies in the ability to rapidly acquire new competencies and apply them. The breakthrough isn't always a new particle. Sometimes, it's the novel application of an old technology in a new industry. A connection only a generalist, unburdened by a siloed worldview, could have conceived.
Dr. Rossi, a question for you. Mr. Chen raised the critical issue of professional obsolescence. We've seen entire fields, like mainframe computing or manual animation, drastically shrink. How does a specialist mitigate the very real risk of their deep expertise becoming a relic of the past?
That's a valid concern, but it mistakes specialization for stagnation. A true specialist is, by definition, a lifelong learner within their domain. They're not just maintaining a static body of knowledge. They're actively shaping its future. My specialization in AI isn't just about what I know now. It's about my capacity to understand and contribute to its evolution. This continuous, focused learning provides a different kind of security. If your field evolves, you evolve with it, remaining at the cutting edge. This is far more secure than being a dilettante, constantly shifting focus, without ever achieving mastery.
But Liam, isn't there a danger of cognitive overload? Can one person truly stay abreast of developments in multiple fields without their knowledge becoming hopelessly diluted?
That's where strategic curation comes in. The modern generalist doesn't need to know everything, but they need to know how to find anything and who to ask. Their network is a key part of their expertise. It's about managing information flow and building a brain trust, not memorizing an encyclopedia.
Isabella, a follow-up. Liam's point about networks is potent. Does hyperspecialization risk creating intellectual silos, where experts in one field are unable to communicate their breakthroughs effectively to others, thus limiting their impact?
It's a potential pitfall, but one that the modern specialist is keenly aware of. This is precisely why we have roles for science communicators, technical project managers, and yes, even generalists. But their role is supportive. It is to amplify the work of the specialist, not to replace it. The core creation still resides within the specialty, the value is generated there, and then it is broadcast. In closing, while I concede that a baseline of adaptability is crucial, we must not devalue the profound contributions of the specialist. Our most pressing global challenges, climate change, disease, resource scarcity, will not be solved by well-meaning generalists who can facilitate meetings. They will be solved by biochemists, materials, scientists, and engineers, with decades of focused, painstaking expertise. These are the individuals who create tangible value and push civilization forward. The future job market will undoubtedly have roles for integrators, but the positions of highest impact and reward will be reserved for those who have committed to the demanding, arduous, but ultimately indispensable path of mastery. To build a better future, we must champion the specialist. They are the architects of what is to come, not merely the commentators.
Ultimately, this debate is about strategy in the face of uncertainty. Dr. Rossi places her bet on depth, assuming her chosen field will remain central. I place my bet on breadth, assuming the future will be unpredictable. The specialist's path is a high-risk, high-reward strategy. If you choose the right niche, you flourish. If you choose wrong, you face obsolescence. The generalist path is one of resilience. Their value is not tied to a single technology or industry, but to their transferable, dynamic skill set. They are the versatile navigators of change. In a world where the map is constantly being redrawn, I contend that the most valuable asset is not knowing one path perfectly, but being the ultimate cartographer, able to learn, adapt, and chart a new course, no matter the terrain.
Thank you, Mr. Chen and Dr. Rossi, for a truly illuminating debate. You've left us with a fascinating dichotomy. The specialist as the engine of innovation, and the generalist as the indispensable navigator of complexity. Perhaps the ultimate professional of the future is a hybrid of both. My thanks to our guests and to you, our audience. Good night.